Welcome back to the program. To help underprivileged Nigerian children keep up with the fast pace of technology, Nigerian entrepreneur Olumide Ajayi is holding free computer classes using repurposed old laptops. Tech on the Street is his initiative to teaching disadvantaged children digital skills.
These students are learning digital skills at a free class in Lagos, Nigeria, on computers that other people threw away.
Some of you can browse with your...
Tech for the Street targets students in public schools who do not have access to computers at home, with classes holding in various neighborhoods during school holidays. They learn coding, computer programs, graphic design, web design, and how to create mobile apps and other skills. The initiative was started in 2015 by Olumide Ajayi, a computer science graduate and techpreneur, and is taught by himself and other volunteers.
People donate scraps. Those are their laptops are not working and all. They donate, okay, let me use it. Just take this, and they tell you this is wrong with it, that is wrong with it, that is wrong with it. So my job, because I put them together and then I use it for the purpose of the training. So that at least there's something they can see. If the kids can see something working and they can touch and feel the computer parts, it goes a long way, making them become computer literate.
Analysts say technological innovation is a quick way to attain lasting economic growth and development and should be exploited further to help Nigeria diversify away from oil. In 2008, the Economist Intelligence Unit ranked Nigeria 62 out of 70 countries in terms of its institutions' ability to use ICT to improve and achieve missions and visions.
Before now, I could only watch films and play games on the laptop. But now I know how to design, I know how to create a website, I know how to make a page, I know how to write a story, type, create a magazine, I know how to style. In fact, I've learned a lot.
While 34-year-old Ajayi is able to cut costs by recycling old laptops, he says the program, which depends on donors and volunteers, still faces funding challenges.
There are times whereby we'll be training and laptops will just go off. Bam. At times whereby we really don't even have money to pay for venue. There are times whereby we just have to, there are lots of them. The time whereby we have to find ways to transport these kids because they come and say, "Uncle, I don't have money for transport fare." And someone is coming, maybe he or she's coming from Ikorodu or Relay or somewhere far, somewhere very far. You must provide. And there are times whereby you need to give them lunch because you're keeping them in a place for hours. Definitely, you have to provide lunch for them.
Ajayi plans to train about 1,000 children this year, but says limited access to computers makes this difficult as he is working on plans to expand the club. According to the International Telecommunication Union, Africa is the world's last major untapped market for internet access, as only 16% of its billion people surf the net.
Catching them young. Well, let's take you to Egypt, where wheat shipments to that country, the world's largest buyer, are being disrupted by a dispute involving government inspectors. The disruptions were caused by a ban on expenses-paid foreign trips they once enjoyed to approve cargoes at their ports of origin.
Wheat shipments to Egypt are being disrupted by a dispute involving government inspectors. This is caused by a ban on the expenses-paid foreign trips they once enjoyed to approve cargoes at their ports of origin. Those trips, funded by exporters, have been cancelled as part of Egypt's efforts to streamline imports worth more than $1 billion a year. Traders say the new system has backfired as inspectors are now rejecting cargoes at Egyptian ports on arbitrary and unpredictable grounds.
I want to ask why we have been importing wheat in Egypt for more than 40 years. The same wheat, facilities and everything else. Are the current group of the agriculture quarantine one of a kind? Have they been able to find diseases that were undetected for 40 years? It is illogical. We have two problems, the agriculture quarantine and the contradiction within it. There are very professional people within the agriculture quarantine, but there are those who are looking for mistakes. Today, if they do not like the importer, then the ship will fail. They will look for insects or insect parts.
But since January, when the new inspection regime came online, inspectors in Egypt have subjected nearly all shipments to costly processes at Egyptian ports before approving them, which adds tens of thousands of dollars in costs. By applying higher standards to grains upon arrival, inspectors are driving up costs in a bid to undermine inspection companies that replace them abroad.
They are doing more harm than good. I do not believe that they are protecting Egypt. There are international standards and Egypt will not place its own standards. No country could create its own standards. We are tied to the international standards and we all have to work within that framework.
Traders say they will spend about $30,000 on inspectors, which also typically included a $3,500 pocket money payment per person. One trader said the money paid to inspectors could equal their annual salary. But having lost their travel benefits, the inspectors are making their presence felt. Suppliers say uncertainty is prompting them to add premiums of up to $500,000 per cargo to hedge against risks. With Egypt expecting to buy around 7 million tons of wheat in the fiscal year that began in January, these premiums add millions of dollars to the government's food subsidy bill. The bread supply chain has grown to a halt on several occasions as traders have boycotted tenders.
Baroto Bakery slashes commercial bread prices in half in order to bring relief to residents in Soweto's township. Working tirelessly day and night, Nicholas Rafoli and his team have gone from selling 40 loaves last year when the bakery opened to more than 600 loaves daily.
This bakery in South Africa's township of Soweto is bringing down the cost of living with its cheap bread. Bread is one of the fastest moving products in the country, consumed for breakfast and also used to make dishes such as boni chow, a hollowed out loaf of bread stuffed with steaming curry. The bakery was started by Nicholas Refilo, who invested about 27,000 rands to set it up. He says he wanted to take advantage of demand to supply cheaper quality bread. Baroto Bakery has grown to employ 4 staff and they make about 600 loaves of bread every day.
Living in the community whereby the economy is so down, unemployment, job is lagging, food security is a problem as well. So I was thinking to innovate something that the whole community is going to charge something from what we're doing as a business. So it's a community business, to put it that way, because of the majority of the people to afford and to endorse us that the business is very classic.
A loaf of bread costs about 4 rands, nearly half of the price of bread in the market. Deliveries in the neighborhood are done by bicycle or on a shopping cart. Refilo sells his bread to small shops and residents.
So the bread is very nice. It's very smooth. It's smooth and small, and it's smooth and it's soft. It's right for eating for breakfast.
The sprawling Soweto township, still poor, but now with malls and neat brick houses, has come a long way from its days as a flashpoint of the fight against apartheid, which ended in 1994.
It's an everyday rough day, I'll put it that way, because of the pressure keeps us going up, because of people do recommend us to other clients, and you're going to just get a surprise from someone that they don't know that is going to want a bunch of loaves, and you can never deny it. So we are working as a team whereby we understand where we want to go with our business. Though it's not easy, we put it that way, it takes a personal sacrifices and compromises to win this situation.
Refilo says he's yet to meet the demand and is working on growing the business and boosting supply, but getting to this point has not been easy, and he says growth will be an even bigger challenge.
So thanks to the bakery, it's not all about half bread, but bread prices in half. Thank you so much. That's it on Network Africa for the week. I'm Millicent Walker.